top 10 most haunted places in the world. Number 10. Kellie's Castle, Batu Gajah, Malaysia. This unfinished mansion, built in a Moorish revival in Indo-Saracenic style, was started by a Scottish planter named William Kellie Smith. It was meant to be a gift to his wife, but sadly, he died of pneumonia in Lisbon, Portugal. Photographers visiting the area for its nature and wildlife have claimed to see ghostly figures standing by the window frames. The man himself, Mr. Kellie Smith, despite dying in Portugal, is still said to haunt the second-floor hallway. No doubt disappointed his grand vision was never completed. Kellie's Castle still stands to this day, and you can embark on a private tour to fully explore the building and its history. Number 9. The Langham Hotel, London, England. The 153-year-old Langham Hotel has long been a staple of the high life in London. Literary legends Oscar Wilde and Mark Twain stayed here. As befits one of London's finest 5-star hotels, the ghosts that haunt the corridors here are cut above. Reports have suggested that there are at least 5 ghosts in the 500-room establishment, with room number 333 rumored to be the most haunted of all. Given the size of the hotel and its lengthy history, you could potentially run into any number of spirits. However, your haunting encounter could potentially be with one of the Langham's most esteemed ghostly guests, such as Napoleon III, the first president of France, or a German nobleman who was said to kill himself in the hotel. Number 8. The Separate Prison, Port Arthur, Australia. Until the late 1800s, the Separate Prison in Tasmania's secluded Port Arthur housed some of Britain's toughest criminals, taking inspiration from the works of British writer Jeremy Bentham. This panopticon-style prison block thrived on completely isolating prisoners to a torturous degree. The Separate Prison operated a silent system where prisoners were hooded, placed in solitary confinement, and forbidden to speak to anyone. Conditions were so unbearable that countless inmates would murder their fellow prisoners. They'd rather face the death penalty than spend another minute there. Hundreds of hooded inmates are said to wander the halls at night, a handful of the 1,000 people buried in the unmarked burial ground. Port Arthur is now a historic site museum, open to the public. There are nightly ghost tours if you're feeling brave. Number 7. Hellfire Club, Montpelier Hill, Ireland. The Hellfire Club was a hunting lodge built in 1925 for William Connolly, an Irish parliamentary speaker. The lodge reportedly became a gathering place for a small group of Dublin elites who met for debauchery and devil worship. Its ruins sit atop the summit of Montpelier Hill in the foothills of the Dublin Mountains. Tales of animal sacrifice, black masses, cloven-hoofed men, and murder are linked to the structure. The most popular tale tells of a visit by a satanic creature in the form of a man who was only discovered when one of the players dropped a card and on picking it up noticed the guest had cloven feet. On his discovery, the creature disappeared in a ball of flames. There are stories about a big black cat the size of a dog who took on a priest and haunts the lodge. The most regular ghostly visitor is a young lady believed to have been placed in a barrel, set on fire, and rolled down the hill for fun. Number 6. Castle of Good Hope, Cape Town, South Africa. Built in the 17th century by the Dutch East India Company, the Castle of Good Hope is South Africa's oldest building. The first ghost was spotted in 1915 when the apparition of a tall gentleman was seen jumping off the side of one of the castle walls and then walking between the bastions Leerdam. Another famous ghost, the Lady in Grey, was often seen running through the castle holding her face and crying hysterically, but has not been seen since a woman's body was found during excavations. Other unexplained events include the bell in the bell tower ringing of its own accord, and the ghost of a black dog that pounces on unsuspecting visitors and simply vanishes into thin air. Arguably one of the world's best preserved 17th century buildings, the castle is now a popular tourist attraction with 3 prestigious museums, a memorial to Cristo, the leader of the Khoi Nation, and an opportunity to learn more of the hidden history surrounding the castle on a guided tour. Number 5. Ancient Ram Inn, Gloucestershire, England. Built in 1145, the inn was used by priests who kept slaves and workers in there to help build the St. Mary's Church, located in Watton-under-Edge. It is situated on 2 ley lines, places believed to have spiritual energy from Stonehenge. It is widely believed that the redirecting of water on the ancient Ram property caused a portal for dark energy to open up, meaning many ghosts haunt the inn. The witch's room is said to be haunted by a woman burned as she was accused of being a witch. A high priestess has been spotted sitting on a bed. A centurion on horseback has been seen walking through the walls. The agonizing screams of a girl heard. A monk in the most haunted room, and even a succubus is said to slip into the beds of visitors. Despite being well known as one of the most haunted places in the world, featuring on TV programs such as Most Haunted and Ghost Adventures, the inn has changed hands several times in the recent past, making the owners difficult to track down. Number 4. Dragsholm Slot, Denmark. Dragsholm Slot, or Dragsholm Castle, was originally built in 1215, making it one of the oldest castles in Denmark and reportedly the most haunted castle in all of Europe. The castle is thought to be home to at least 100 ghosts, including the Earl of Bothwell, the husband of Mary Queen of Scots, who died as a prisoner in the castle. You may also see the White Lady wandering the halls, whose skeleton was found encased in a wall by builders in 1930. Today, the castle has been transformed into a luxurious hotel with lavish rooms and a Michelin-rated restaurant serving locally sourced food. Number 3. Bhangarh Fort, Rajasthan, India. The ruins of a fort city built in the 17th century, Bhangarh Fort consists of fort walls, bazaars, havelis, royal palaces, and numerous temples, with 3 grand stories you can explore. But do not be fooled by the beauty of these ruins, as they are ranked as the most haunted fort in India. A wizard called Singya and a princess called Ratnabadi who spurned his advances. Legend has it that the enchanted oil he hoped would make her love him turned into a boulder when she threw it away, and it crushed him. But not before he cursed the palace, condemning the inhabitants to death without any hope of rebirth. Another story suggests a local ascetic cursed the fort because its shadow overpowered his property, and apparently, if anyone attempts to build a roof for the fort, it will collapse. Bhangarh Fort is now an archaeological site known as the House of Ghosts. Number 2. Monte Cristo Homestead, New South Wales, Australia. A late Victorian mansion with intricate cast iron lattice work built by wealthy landowner Christopher William Crawley in 1876, reputedly Australia's most haunted house. There's the young child who was dropped down the stairs, the maid who fell from the balcony, or the stable boy who burned to death. The most active, however, is the ghost of the son of the caretaker who was found curled up next to the dead body of his mother and chained up for 40 years. As of now, the house currently operates as a B&B, offering dinner followed by a ghost tour where you can learn all about its gruesome past. Number 1. Chateau de Brissac, Maine-et-Loire, France. Dubbed as the Giant of the Loire Valley, this is the highest castle in France, boasting 7 floors, 204 rooms, numerous portrait galleries, and a private opera house which seats 200 people. The most active is La Dame Verte, the Green Lady, who was apparently the illegitimate child of King Charles VII and was later murdered by her husband in the shadow in the 15th century after he caught her having an affair. She is often seen in the tower room of the chapel, wearing her green dress with gaping holes where her eyes and nose should be. When not startling guests by her appearance, she can be heard moaning around the castle. Today, the Chateau is a popular hotel that hosts special events such as a Christmas market and tastings of the well-regarded wines produced from its own vineyards. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. This is The Informed Traveler. Always be informed and continue exploring world's beauty. Thanks for watching.